This is the MGTOW Infinium here with another Infinium training session. This Infinium training session is entitled Woman Can See You, More Glimmers of Hope. And this is just a general discussion of the glimmers of hope that I'm seeing on a local level amongst men in my area, where men are not taking the BS that women are putting out anymore. Men are not white knighting anymore. The setup. I had gone to a Lowe's in my area to pick up a piece of equipment. And when I went to the Lowe's, I had to park on the side where Panda Express is and the Sonic is because the Lowe's was very busy at that time of day. I went into the Lowe's and got what I needed to get, brought it out to my ride, put it in my ride, and decided to go over to the Panda Express to get something to eat. The Panda Express had just cleared out because the lunch crowd was just after 1. The lunch crowd had cleared out, so it was not that busy. Got what I needed to get, sat down and began to eat. Now, the way the Panda Express is, it has like a central podium that hides where the ordering station's at, and the central podium has a seat in there. So you have to go around it to see where I'm sitting. So where I'm sitting next to the window in the Panda Express, and I'm eating along. And I happen to look up, and there in the parking lot of the Panda Express, there is a Latina woman and I believe a Latino guy out there. And they had just met. Looks like they had driven up in separate cars and met in the parking lot, and she was kissing him, hugging him, and that type of thing. I don't know if she range scanned me, but I was able to read her in my initial assessment of my read was that she was mouthy, aggressive, and that she would, as soon as she spots me, attempt to read me and scan me and do something provocative to me, like try to push me out of my position. But let's continue on. I'm in there eating and just doing what I need to do. The couple comes in and they get to the ordering station, which hides me because I'm like behind the podium. They do their ordering, and then you have to go down the aisle to where the cashier is at and pay for your meal. I'm just kind of wrapping up my meal and just sitting there and letting my food digest, sipping on my last bit of iced tea. And sure enough, as soon as the woman gets past the podium, she spots me. She begins to read and scan me. And then it's like she runs over to me and, are you getting ready to leave? And I just looked at her. She gets midway between where the ordering station is and where I'm sitting and says loudly to me, are you getting ready to leave? I looked at her, said nothing. She comes up closer to me, reading and scanning me, says again, are you getting ready to leave? I say nothing. I just looked at her. And then all of a sudden she whimpers off and goes back. Now, let me set up what had happened. In the Panda Express, there were, along with the simp that came in with her, there was another simp with a thought sitting on the where the bar area is. It's like a bar type table that stretches across the main entranceway to where the ordering station is at, to where you make your order at. Behind me were two white guys. They were looked like they were professional techs or something like that, IT techs or something like that. I couldn't really make that determination, but I believe that's what they were. Again, the simp that was with her was there. He was going to pay for the meal. Of course, he was going to pay for the meal. Of course, that's the way it is. But what happened was, None of the men, including the simp that was with her, came to her defense. And I'll back up and say, if this had happened maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I would have been in trouble because the men would have probably pounced on me. You need to be nice to her. You're not a gentleman. You need to be a gentleman. That type of thing. It would have been a fight in there. But this time, the simp that was with her, he initially looked at what she was doing and then turned around and continued to pay for what he was paying for. The two dudes behind me didn't do anything. They just continued to eat. The simp at the bar didn't do anything. He just continued to eat. She was there looking at me. I'm looking at her. She's asking me to move. And I became defiant. And in my view, she was wrong. Because not only was she reading and scanning me, I had saw her out in the parking lot, kissing on this simp, hugging him. And so I'm like, what is that? And why are you trying to read me and scan me? Why are you trying to do that? Secondly, she was rude to me because she was trying to push me out of my position. She was trying to make me move. That's wrong. And so in my defiance, I stood my ground. And all I had to do was to look at her. And the look on my face was, I am not moving. I am not going anywhere. I will move when I want to move, not when you want me to move. Just dead silence and just a look. And she whimpered away. And again, years ago, had this happened, I would have been in trouble. Those men would have jumped on me. So my MGTOW brothers, what I'm saying is that men are not coming to the defense of these women anymore. They are turning their backs on these women. The simp that was with her years ago, again, he would have white knighted. He would have been on his high horse. I am going to knock the mess out of you. That would have happened. But this time, everybody just turned their backs on this woman and kept on with what they were doing. My MGTOW brothers, there is a table turning process in process. It is happening. It may not seem that it's happening, but there is a table turning process happening. And it is slow but sure. And these women are not going to be in the positions that they are anymore. What is happening is that men are turning their backs on these women. Men are not helping these women in their trouble. Men are standing up like I did. Men are standing up to these women, and they're having to be pushed back. That's what's happening, my brothers. That's what's giving me a glimmer of hope. Because men are not taking the BS from women anymore. It is on a local level, it is on a national level, and it is on a worldwide level. It is game over for women. They don't see that, but that's what's happening. It is game over for women. So my MGTOW brothers, stay safe, stay strong, stay on the MGTOW path, and remember, MGTOW is the liberation of men's minds. MGTOW cannot and will not be stopped.